Twine Peaks Storm Shield defenses. At first, they look just like any other Storm Shield defense. A few random builds, some traps here and there, maybe a couple of Blockoffs, and you're ready to go. And honestly, for the first few defenses, that's mostly true. But the deeper you go into Twine Peaks, the more things start to change. Pathing becomes more important than anything else. It doesn't matter how many traps you place or how much you build. If the husks aren't going where you want them to go, none of it matters. Many players clear the first few defenses without issues, then suddenly hit a wall later and realize they need to rebuild half the base from scratch. That's exactly what I want to avoid. For this series, I have two possible approaches in mind. The first is a traditional setup that requires constant expansion and rebuilding after almost every defense. The second is a long-term setup that we can keep expanding over time. As always, I prefer builds that last. My goal is to build things once, expand them when needed, and avoid tearing everything down every few defenses. By the time we reach Storm Shield Defense 10, you'll have a complete Twine Peaks setup that can potentially be adapted for endurance later on as well. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, let's start with the basics for the first defense. We need to defend the home base against 3 waves of husk. We need to defend 2 directions, the north and the east. The zone is blocking the area around, but the waves are not that strong yet. So, I will start with the basic build, all the possible block-offs, and later we can finalize everything. Even if needed to add a small block-off right after the first wave starts. It's way easier than just building a huge tunnel for one mission, then destroy it later. For the traps, I will use only level 77 traps for this defense. We unlock the 4th evolution during Canny Valley, which means we can craft level 106 traps, but the materials are not that easy to get in Canny Valley. And after finishing the defense, we will unlock part of the Twine Peaks map, which will allow us to craft a lot of tier 4 crafting materials for the 106 traps. But if you have some already, use them for sure, since we will rely on them for the next few defenses. I will show you the spawn locations during the gameplay. Let's start with the east direction. The main path is here. And we have 2 secondary paths that lobbers and some husk may follow. I will build the main tunnel here. And will block these other 2 paths with temporary block-offs for now. So, for the next defense, all we need is just a small edit for the block-offs. You can use brick too, but I rely on metal since it's the strongest. We will expand this tunnel later easily. We can block this path right after the defense starts, but I will add some temporary block-offs here to be sure, and we can remove them later. It's just some walls. We need a lobber shield here, just for the first defense. I will build it after finishing the build. Same here, let's add some block-offs till the zone expands. It's okay, it's extra anyway. Now for the north direction. I will block all this ramp, and leave only one tile open. Leave this one opened. Add 2 ramps here. They work as a connection and a lobber shield. Now let's block all the possible paths. I will use the same traps for the whole build as much as possible. Some of my traps are epic and blue, I don't have them legendary yet. Most of them are blue perks only, and they will work well here. If you have better ones, even better. Same rule as Canny Valley, 2 walls facing each other's, use broadsides. Opened or long areas, wall darts. Replace one of the durability perks with crit damage or reload. Two reload freeze traps. For the impact, 3 or 2, use what you have, even 1 will work. And if your durability is low, use 1 durability perk. Don't stress about it, basically, you can use any traps for the first few defenses, unlock Twine Peaks missions to farm some good schematics, and replace the traps later. Make sure of the direction of the tank on the drop traps, to push the husk back. Zapper is the best roof trap, here is the last tile. I don't have it, so I will use gas or electric field trap. Inventory is so bugged right now with so much lag, that's why it freezes when I open it. Cover the home base with walls and anti-air traps, just in case. You can add wall spikes on the walls as well. Always face the same direction the husk follows when placing the freeze traps, to push them back. Similar to the drop traps. Extra block off here. Now for the small lava shield I mentioned. Nothing specific, just some random ramps to block their range for this defense only. Same here. Don't think, just stack ramps covering everything, we will destroy them later. Lazy, I know, but it gets the job done. Add this extra part for the north direction, since it has 3 spawns, not one like the east. Even we can add electric field traps like this. Extra, but helps if your stats are really low. These tunnels are the minimum with the traps level and perks I used. Plus my power level is only 59 right now. It's like the lowest of everything. To show you how things work. Now everything is ready, upgrade the build and let's start. And if you don't have many mats yet, tier 2 will work well for now.
Shield power increasing. Prepare for an attack from the east.
Always stay away from the spawns. Stand behind the home base or here like me, to avoid routing them to any secondary path. If the husk spotted you, they will target you, not the home base or the amplifiers. Especially when the build is not fully optimized like this. We're still missing some block-offs which we will build with the next defense. A flinger managed to pass through. They will try to find a way to reach a spot to target the home base no matter what. Like they can go around the whole map just to get a chance. That's why I love to add the anti-air traps and wall spikes around the object we are defending. Like this one. He's trying to get a spot to reach the home base, but the lava shield is blocking the range. A flinger managed to hit the home base once, but it's not a big deal. Mostly because I didn't cover the full roof.
We have a break in the action. Another wave coming soon. Prepare for an attack from the east.
There's a random spawn here that I forgot. We will block it next. All they will do is destroying one wall to have access to the main tunnel, and they will follow it normally. I could edit the build and reshoot the gameplay, but I wanted to keep it. In Storm Shield defenses, don't aim for the perfect run. We need only to finish the current defense and go to the next one. And with the zone blocking our way, it's not simple to cover all these scenarios. It's not impossible, don't get me wrong, but I don't like to overbuild massively during the first few defenses and keep rebuilding over and over. Yes, we do ton of edits and optimization to our builds. but in endurance and war games only. Storm Shield defenses is just a step to reach them, though they unlock the most features in your account. Just like this one, we unlocked the ability to hold 5k mats instead of 4. More survivors slots, which will help a lot with your power level. And now you can access Twine Peaks missions. Invest your time here instead of overbuilding your storm shields. I know I said that a lot, but I see ton of people spending hours just for a 10-minute defense. Here you can farm 4 stars materials for your level 106 traps. And check the alerts, like we have a lot of legendary survivors with these missions, which is another huge boost for your power level and stats in general. And look, the zone expanded tremendously. Now we can do whatever we want for our build. Next, I will do the edits I mentioned to the Blockoffs, some extra traps, and we'll cover the new amplifier. Long outro I know, but I wanted to explain everything with this defense so you understand everything. And that's it for this video. Don't forget to use code LARSIS in the item shop and Epic Games Store if you want to support me, helps me a lot. As always, big thanks for all the channel members, super chat on the stream, everyone uses my creator code, and all the support, really appreciate it. Like, subscribe if you are enjoying the content, so YouTube algorithm will suggest the video for more people. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, see you in the next one.